Welcome back, guys, to another episode here with Anxiety Doesn't Own Me podcast. My name is Emmanuel Isaacson, and I'm an anxiety coach who helps people to overcome and heal their anxiety naturally. I am excited for this episode, guys, like I am with anxiety in general, because something weird with anxiety is that I have a passion in helping people to overcome and heal their anxiety. I never thought in a million years that I would ever be an anxiety coach where I would spend my days talking about anxiety and helping people to overcome it, because as we know, dealing with anxiety is a very difficult thing and is very uncomfortable. And whenever I was dealing with anxiety, all I wanted to do was not talk about it, to avoid it completely, because it was pretty tough, and it was a very uncomfortable, very negative experience. So I just never thought that I would be here, but I'm really excited. So let's get into today's episode. What we're going to be talking about is basically what I was just talking about, is how much I wanted to avoid my anxiety. And we do this with different ways. One of the most common ways, that me included, what I used to do is, and I hear this a lot from a lot of people, is just keep busy. Just keep yourself busy, and that way you would not think about anxiety. And I remember my dad used to tell me this, like, just keep yourself busy. If you're feeling down, you're feeling depressed, or you're feeling, you feel like you're scared, just keep yourself busy so you don't think about this. And I know that he still says that until today to my brother. When he has anxiety, he's like, just keep yourself busy. It's because you're bored. And there is a plus and minus to it, and there's a truth to it, because whenever we're focusing our anxiety, that's where our energy is going to go. So wherever our focus goes, that's where the energy goes. So if we're focusing and thinking about anxiety, that's where our energy will go. Now, if we're keeping ourselves busy, it's great. It's a good thing, because our mind is thinking about something else. And we're not thinking about anxiety, and our energy is going to change. We're just going to have more of it. But the issue is whenever we are trying to avoid our anxiety and trying to keep ourselves busy, just for the sake of avoiding our anxiety, that really isn't beneficial. Because whenever we're trying to keep ourselves busy, which is a healthy thing, it's not a bad thing, just because of that reason, then that's a good thing. You understand? Because like for me, for example, whenever I was experiencing anxiety, what I would do is try to do things within the house. I remember I was trying to paint the house. I was trying to clean up the house, organize the house. I was trying to do things in order to keep my mind busy. And of course, it was always lingering in the back. My anxiety was always lingering in the back. No matter what, I wasn't able to get rid of it, even while I was keeping busy, because it's just there in the background, because it's so strong, and it's not something that you just can consciously let go, or just think about something else and just force yourself into something else. But regardless, I still try to keep myself busy, because me just sitting down and just not doing anything wasn't really benefiting me whatsoever. Now, of course, it was hard for me to always keep busy, because I came to that point where I just wanted to relax a little bit. Why do I always need to keep myself busy, but I can't sit down and just relax? The second I would just try to relax, what would happen? I would just get flooded with anxiety. I would have a panic attack. I would start feeling all the symptoms again. Even whenever I was keeping myself busy, yes, the anxiety was lingering in the background. It was, but it wasn't as intense. But the moment I try to relax, the moment I try to sit down, boom, it would just, floodgates would just open up. And it wasn't helping me out. And this is something that I just want to address. I just want to address this to you guys so that hey, listen, just because you're keeping yourself busy doesn't mean your anxiety is going to go away. And the reason why is because, again, you're not dealing with the anxiety. You're trying to avoid it. You're running away from it. You're running away from the issue. You're not actually healing it. So that's not really helping us. It is helping in a way of keeping yourself busy and doing things to keep your body active. It's a good thing. It's not a bad thing. It's better than being bored and just sitting down and thinking about anxiety. But we need to understand that isn't healing our anxiety. Whatever we're trying to do isn't healing us. It's just making it worse, and I'll tell you why. It's because whenever we are trying to keep ourselves busy, what we are doing what we are doing is telling ourselves like, hey, we need to keep ourselves busy. We need to run away from this anxiety because anxiety is a bad thing to experience. Anxiety, we shouldn't be experiencing this thing. We shouldn't be having this thing right now. We need to run away from it because experiencing anxiety symptoms, experiencing the thoughts, the feelings is not a good thing. It's dangerous. That's what we're telling it basically. So whenever, right, with me, whenever I sat down and relaxed, my anxiety would kick in because the amygdala was sending a signal now to the sympathetic nervous system like, hey, we are not doing anything. We are in a relaxed state of mind. This is not good for us because we need not to feel the anxiety, meaning that we shouldn't feel these symptoms or have these thoughts or have these feelings. And it's coming back like, hey, we need to prepare ourselves, prepare ourselves from this danger. Boom, we're creating more anxiety. We're having more anxiety that way because we're in a loop. We have anxiety as it is, and we're creating more anxiety because we are telling ourselves, hey, relax right now. This is not good. This is dangerous because we're going to have thoughts and more emotions and more physical sensations, and we don't know what they are, and they are dangerous. Boom, let's activate the fight and fight mode, and we're just in this loop over and over and over and over again. So what we have to do is like, wait, do I always need to be busy now? Do I always need to be busy? I can't have a moment of rest. I remember this. I remember it would drive me nuts. I'm like, why in the world can I not just sit down or just watch something or just sit down and relax or just sit down somewhere and just take in the scenery? Why is it that I need to experience anxiety and that I always need to be busy? It's just not normal. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm tired of experiencing this thing. Like, why? It makes no sense. And I know a lot of people struggle with this. They tell me the moment that they sit down and relax, why is it that their anxiety starts to increase? Because you're telling the anxiety, you're telling your amygdala that we need to keep busy. If we're not keeping busy, our anxiety is going to increase, and anxiety is dangerous. That's the reason why. And what happens is that, the moment we sit down and relax, anxiety starts to kick in because, number one, we are telling ourselves that relaxing is going to increase our anxiety, and anxiety is dangerous. So the amygdala is like, we need to protect ourselves from the anxiety, which is creating more anxiety. We're trying to run away from something but we are creating more whenever we do that. I hope this is clear for you guys and that, it's making sense. I know it's kind of a hard concept because it's like, wait, I'm creating more anxiety, but I don't want that. Why am I creating more? How am I creating more? No, that's making me more anxious. And I'm not here to make you guys more anxious. And if it's not clear for you guys exactly what I'm talking about, leave it in the comment below, and I will try to explain to you again, in a much clearer way. I'll try my best. But what we want to do, and again, I don't want to make you guys anxious as like saying the moment you're going to sit down is going to increase your anxiety. No, I want to make you guys aware of keeping busy is not a solution to run away from your anxiety, in that it's going to make it worse whenever you relax. And you can never relax. That's the problem. We always need to keep busy. But what can we do in this situation? What can we do? Again, keeping busy is a good thing, but it shouldn't be the solution to the problem. We shouldn't try to keep busy in order not to feel the anxiety. We need to deal with the anxiety the right way. We need to deal with it and able to calm it the right way so that we could keep busy, and whenever we want to relax, we can. We can relax. Because, hey, we need both of it. We can't keep busy 24/7. I remember I had this problem, and it would drive me nuts. And I'm like, this is the worst advice ever. Someone told me this. I know when my dad told me this, I'm like, no, that makes no sense. Even when he tells it to my brother, I tell my brother, like, listen, keeping busy, it's great, but it's not going to help you. We need to have the right mindset in knowing how to have both, because we need both. We need to do both because we want to get our mind off the anxiety, even though it's going to linger back in the back end. But eventually we'll get to that point where when we're keeping busy, we're like, whoa, we're going to come there like, wait, I'm thinking about anxiety. And then we start thinking about anxiety again. But like, we'll get to that point. But what we could do whenever we are relaxing is tell ourselves like, hey, you know what? I'm okay with feeling anxiety. I want to feel this. Let me feel this. I'm just going to accept the way I'm thinking, the way I'm feeling, and the way my symptoms are acting up. I'm not going to try to fight it. I'm just going to let it be and tell myself that anxiety isn't dangerous, that I'm in a safe place, that I'm in a calm place, that I'm in a good place, that relaxing is okay. We want to tell this to ourselves in order to calm down our anxiety. Now, of course, there's a lot more other things that we can do, like the grounding technique, some focus exercise to start, getting our focus out of our anxiety. But we also want to be okay with our anxiety. We have to be okay with feeling the way we feel, because whenever we're trying to avoid it, we're trying to push it out, it's showing that anxiety is dangerous, and it's showing the amygdala like, hey, there's an issue over here. Anxiety is dangerous. We shouldn't be experiencing these thoughts or feelings or physical sensations. Let's activate the fight and fight mode, and that's creating more anxiety, and that's something we don't want. So whenever we kind of like tell ourselves, you know what? It's okay that we have these thoughts. It's okay that we have these feelings and the physical sensations. I'm okay with it. I'm fine with feeling this way. There's nothing wrong with it. We are not activating our fight and fight mode. We're not telling to the amygdala like, hey, there was something dangerous over here. We might at the moment feel anxious. Because, again, we have an anxiety disorder. So we feel anxious throughout the day. But what happens eventually after a few minutes, the anxieties are going to increase for a moment, but then it's going to start calming down because we're not activating the fight and fight mode. That's what we want to do. And that way we can actually sit down and relax and not always need to keep busy. That's the amazing part. You understand? So again, guys, to conclude over here is that keeping busy is good, but it's not the solution, and we shouldn't try to avoid our anxiety, because the more we try to avoid it, we are showing that anxiety is dangerous. And whenever we're showing that anxiety is dangerous, that's activating fight and fight mode. And this is why when the moment you relax, the moment you sit down, your anxiety you just get flooded with anxiety. You get flooded with these thoughts, emotions, and physical sensations, because the amygdala is you are perceiving that this situation is dangerous. And what we need to do is change that perspective, that whenever we're relaxing and telling ourselves that I'm in a safe place, that I'm going to accept the way I feel. I'm fine feeling this way. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with feeling anxious. Nothing dangerous is going to happen. That way, we can actually calm down our anxiety and be able to be relaxed, and also at the same time to keep ourselves busy. If you are looking for a natural remedy in order to help you to deal with your anxiety and help you on your journey to overcome it, I created Calmly CBD, where it specifically helps you to calm down your anxiety and panic attacks. And as well, it doesn't make you feel drowsy. It doesn't make you feel sleepy. And it helps you to just feel calm so you can actually do things throughout the day, like work, drive, go out, and do whatever you like in a more calmer state of mind, as well as not addictive or has any side effects or any withdrawals, which this way can actually help you to heal your anxiety and get you to the destination in overcoming your anxiety much quicker. You can click the link that's in the description. It would say Calmly CBD to place your order today. And then right now it's on sale for a limited time, where you can buy one and get the second one free. If you did like this episode, please click the like button and leave a 5-star review. The reason why I ask is because this way we're able to reach more people, and the more people that we can actually reach, the more people that we can actually help. Because my mission in this world, my purpose, is to help people to overcome and heal their anxiety naturally and show them that it's possible to overcome. Thank you guys, take care, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.